everyone, this is Ria and welcome to Let's OTT. We are in conversation with Angad Bedi today and it's such a pleasure to have him. We are going to chat a little bit about his new show which is called Mumbai, which released on ALT Balaji and Zee on November 12th. It's a crime cop drama. It's got a lot of things going on. It's based in the between the late 80s and the early 2000s. It's a real trajectory of one character, of course, predominantly set in the 90s. And Angad plays the main character, Bhaskar Shetty, who is an encounter specialist. So, Angad, thank you for being here with us today and for chatting about Mumbai. And I'd like to know from you, starting off, uh, it's a very, how Bhaskar starts. He's a very shy and unassuming guy in the beginning because he's got these humble beginnings from Mangalore and then he comes to Bombay and then he's kind of trying to make it in the city. And then suddenly, cut to shift to encounter specialist Bhaskar Shetty, police academy, and then at the when he becomes a police officer, he's really ruthless. So, what was the trajectory like for you? Kind of getting into the skin of the character.
I thought it was really fascinating because I like the whole graph on screenplay, and I had uh, you know, uh, I think we have to give a lot of credit to the writing, to Apurva Lakhia, the creator, to his writers, Chintan Gandhi, Chintan Shah, Raj Vasant. They
Yeah.
put a fabulous show together, and the way they've written it, I think that any actor would have said yes to it, but Appu and Ekta put their faith in me, and I'm really glad and I'm happy about it because it's been a very emotional journey for me. This, playing this character,
Mm-hmm.
it takes you from his childhood, it takes you to his adolescence, and then he becomes a teenager. You see him study, you see him working in UDP, you see him be really earnest, because he believes that life is good and you work hard and you will reach where you have to be.
Yeah.
But then how along the journey, even when you see him training in as a to get into the police in the academy, to get be a police officer, he's still very earnest. And then how even as a cop he becomes earnest, but then it's not the way it's supposed to be. You see things around him change, you see people around him change, you see insecurity, you see the fact that how he's going up the ranks so fast and other people not liking it. Are all these dynamics for an actor are very exciting because you get to it's a complete arc of the character, which you get to see various emotions and portray them wholeheartedly. And I feel a lot of credit I want to give to the director also, Akshay Chaubey, who he worked in sync with me, and we collaborated really well. Like, he understood my mindset. He knew at all times I was thinking about Bhaskar and how to make him vulnerable, more humane, how to make him silly. I wanted him to be silly. I wanted him to be childish. I wanted him to be slightly, uh, not have any social facade. Like, I wanted him to make a mistake and be accepting of the mistake. Which makes it very interesting for the viewer.
Yeah.
Because वरना लोग कहेंगे कि इसमें क्या अलग है, इसमें अलग क्या है, like what are you showing me? Like, it's not that we've not seen cop dramas before. We have, like, Shooter at Lokhandwala was an amazing cop drama. Makbul was an amazing gangster drama.
Yeah.
We've seen Parinda. I've seen Parinda, Nana Patekar, Anil Kapoor sir, Jackie Das film, and Vastav. So my point is that these are the films that come to my mind. But at the same time, can I match up to the swagger of Sanju sir? No. Can I match up? Or for that matter, I've seen Ajay sir play a cop. I've seen him. Now Ranveer Singh has played a cop in Simba. But the thing, can I match up to Ranveer's energy? No. So what can Angad bring to the table as Bhaskar? Like, I wanted him. These are the dynamics which I wanted the character should have. Akshay really felt the same, and I think our collaboration worked really well there because we immediately knew what we were thinking. A lot of scenes are very spontaneously shot also. Like that UDP scene where I'm reciting the whole menu by heart is not a scene which is written. It is a impromptu, spontaneous scene which we just did it like that.
Really?
And Akshay had the location, and I thought he said, listen, the location is fab. We got to do something. Think of something. And I said, yeah, fair enough. He said, उडीपी में तू क्या करेगा एज अ कैरेक्टर? आई सेड या तो वो मेन्यू पढ़ेगा या वो सफाई करेगा या बर्तन धोएगा. ही सेड देख मेरे को सफाई नहीं करानी, बहुत बारी हो चुका और मेरे को बर्तन नहीं धुलवाने, तो अब तू मेन्यू बचा मेन्यू तो तू पढ़. सो आई सेड, ही सेड कैसे पढ़ेगा मेन्यू हाथ में? आई सेड नहीं कि तू नोटपैड लेगा. मैंने कहा नोटपैड वाला भी बहुत हो गया, फिर कुछ अलग ही करते हैं. सो बिकॉज नोटपैड में कितना हो गया. सो ही सेड let's make it very interesting. And so I said, then the only way I can make it interesting is by give me a jug and give me a glass, and I don't need the menu. So make this person who's sitting here as the client, he'll say ki kya hai yahan par, and then I'll just, while I'm pouring the water, I'm going to recite the menu, not even like so in my memory, and then I'll put the glass down. So I think it just worked so well, because ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई एक दो सीन ऐसे हैं कि पहले नहीं हो सके. बहुत सारे सीन्स बहुत बारी हो चुके हैं, बट आप हर सीन में नया क्या लेकर आते हो वो आपकी कला फिर दर्शाता है. सो आई फील दैट हैज वर्कड इन दिस शो, and making the character vulnerable, making him very humanizing him, making him an underdog, making him have no facade. It's like कभी-कभी लोग क्या करते हैं, घर में बाथरूम में जाते हैं, अगर ब्रश कर रहे होते हैं तो वो अपने आप से भी बात कर रहे होते हैं, लेकिन लोग वो दिखाते नहीं है. So we have tried to show all those things through this character, which people actually do in real life, but they don't talk about it. Right. कि अभी फोटो कैसा खींचा दिखा, अच्छा अब तू वापस ले, अभी खड़ा कैसे हो बता, ऐसा कि वैसा, it's like we did those things because I think that is what brings the beauty out of the show. And that why should people watch it? Why is it that IMDb is giving it a 9.2? It's giving it a 9.2 is because people are liking what they're seeing. Right. So, I think that, and and I think it's not about taking credit, but it's like, yes, we thought out of the box. I had a great collaborator in Akshay, and even my co-actors, whether it's Sikandar, or Sandeepa, or Madhurima, or Vishwas, or Sameer Dharmadhikari sir, all of them, bought the A game out. And we all thought for each other. We, worked for each other, and we worked as a team. And I think that is the beauty that has everybody's energy collaborating well, everybody working hard, coming together during the pandemic, risking their lives, but thinking for the show. And that's what it is.
It's funny that you mentioned those two instances specifically, because both those scenes, वो photo कैसे खिंचाता है भास्कर शेट्टी, and even that Udupi scene, which really caught on with the audience because people were talking about it on Twitter and on Instagram. And it's interesting you mentioned both those scenes because they were both, very very realistic in that sense. And then you also mentioned something which I found very interesting just now, where you said, do I have that same energy that Ranveer brings, or do I have that same caliber that Akshay brings or Ajay brings to a certain kind of role? You seem to be a very self-aware actor. You know what you're bringing to the table. Do you think that you're the kind of actor that when you're on set, you need to have that kind of free fall into the role? मतलब तुम मुझे ज़्यादा मत बताओ. I mean, not from a collaborative standpoint, but I'd like to do my own thing also a little bit. Do you think you feel more comfortable doing?
I'm very self-aware, and I know where I stand. I'm very, I have my reality very correct. Like, if I have to put it correctly, I know that you have to find your space, and I feel I'm very secure in my space. The thing is, I have seen Tiger Shroff perform optimum level of action. So can I do that kind of action? I can't. And maybe it's too late. I can learn and maybe become better and all, but that I'll not be able to do. Or can I like dance or fight like Salman sir? No, I can't do. So it's, you got to be understanding as to what is working for you. So what is working for me, I've done everything in this role. So I feel that as an audience tomorrow, if I have to pay 100 rupees and watch somebody do mediocre action when I've seen Tiger Shroff's action, or do mediocre dance when I've seen Hrithik sir dance, or Tiger dance, or Salman sir dance, then it falls flat. So then if somebody's paying 100 rupees and downloading ALT Balaji, I'm saying for example, of what, or is paying money and downloading the app and watching Mumbai for Bhaskar Shetty and Angad Bedi, why should they watch it? They should watch it because they see something different, and they see something relatable. Maybe they can do that. So I feel that as an actor, you have to tap into your own potential, which is very, very important, and not look at somebody else's potential all the time. So my competition is with myself. and how do I better myself every single time is what I look into. Or
Right.
if I've been an Arvind Vashisht as a leading man of Inside Edge, how is he different from Bhaskar?
Yeah.
Or how is Anshuman Saxena from Gunjan Saxena different from Rajveer Singh of Pink? You know?
Yeah.
So these are the challenges which I face, but those are my challenges which should make, like when people see me, they should see the character and not me.
Hmm.
You got to create your own space, you
Hmm.
know?
Hmm.
And I feel as an actor, my space is to be, I like to, it's not about what kind of role I'm getting. As long as I'm not being, getting slotted or
Hmm.
being in a box,
Yeah.
I'm happy, because that's the challenge you face.
Hmm.
I want, like, if I've done action, if I've done, I've done drama, I want tomorrow to do I want to do comedy. I want to be in a position where, people like who make good comedy. Like, I enjoy Raj Shandilia's comedy.
Hmm.
I enjoy slice of life films that, whether it's Shakun Batra or Shashank Khaitan make, or I love the fact that Zoya Akhtar picks up really amazing subjects, and Reema Kakti. Like, I'm looking to collaborating with these kind of makers. And I feel that I want to be an actor who has producers on his side, whether it's Ekta Kapoor, who's backed me in 2 projects, or whether it's ALT Balaji, or whether it's Excel Entertainment or YRF. I work with them on Tigers in the Hai.
Hmm.
I've done Gunjan Saxena with Dharma.
Yeah.
So all these projects have really worked for me in my favor, and also done well at the box office window. So I feel that my performance till date has held me in good stead. Now
Yeah.
it's about catapulting into the next, I feel, zone, which I feel Mumbai has given me, and people have liked it, have accepted it. It's got a great IMDb rating of 9.2, and people are really liking it. That's
Hmm.
what I'm saying. Like, I read a lot of reviews and said ki isme naya kya hai,
Hmm.
but those are the people who are reviewing it, who are sitting in South Bombay and reviewing it. Those are the people who don't have much knowledge about what actually went under in the making of the underworld.
Yeah.
They don't have that, and they'll
Yeah.
review it, and they'll give whatever rating they want to give. Means they're doing their job, but
Hmm.
then the audience is saying something else, and
Hmm.
audience is liking it. People are talking about it. Yes, it's not a new story, I agree, but it's a new way of putting the same story, and I feel that that's what has worked in our favor.
It's interesting that you should mention that also, because I was about to say that, I mean, it is co-written and of course co-produced by Apurva Lakhia, and he's been around for years, and he really knows this subject matter really well, because he's worked in the genre before, and so have Ekta and Shobha ma'am. They've also produced so many shows and films which have been around the crime genre. But what seems to happen with the genre very specifically, like for instance, even the films that you mentioned, like Parinda or like Once Upon a Time in Mumbai, is that there's a time when suddenly there's a upsurge of these films, where like there's just a string of crime dramas that come all together, maybe in a span of maybe a year or two. At one time it was Ram Gopal Verma, and then eventually then it became Apurva Lakhia as well, and then suddenly it fizzles off in the middle when nobody is making anything like that, and then suddenly ek banegi, and then agar wo chal jati hai to fir 100 aa jati. So do you think that Mumbai has that potential to restart the crime drama genre, at least in the web series space?
I don't see, the thing is, sometimes you can't better what you've already done.
Hmm.
And I feel that with Mumbai, we have made a show which has connected so well with the audience and their pulse,
Hmm.
that I don't know whether we'll be able to write another season which could be better than this season.
Sure.
That's the challenge now the writers are going to face, and
How to up the ante.
whoever will be, future on the future working on this project will face that, because this is a dynamic. This is the problem we faced on Inside Edge also.
Hmm.
How to make the second season better than the
Better.
first. Luckily, our writers really thought out of the box, and they did a
Yeah.
phenomenal job of making the second season even better.
Yeah.
But that's a very tough job to do.
Hmm.
Every time it doesn't happen. It didn't happen with Sacred Games. It did. It's not happened with many others. So I feel that let's see whether it opens up the whole crime thing. I don't know, but yeah, I feel like as a youngster, I enjoy action films, and I realize I just don't enjoy action films. I enjoy action films only if the drama is good in those films, which
Right.
lead to the action.
Yeah.
Like Godfather, is a it's a story of the underworld, right?
Yeah.
Godfather
Yeah.
series. The
Yeah.
point is, it's not about the killing. The drama is so good.
Hmm.
The scenes are so well executed and shot. I'm not saying that we are on the level of a Godfather. No, we
Sure.
are not. But at the same time, in our own way, in where we stand,
Hmm.
in where we stand, our drama for Mumbai is very good for the action that we have shown.
Hmm.
So I feel that each to their own. If somebody can write a better show on on cop drama, or like last cop drama that really is very still very present in my mind, is Shootout at Lokhandwala.
Yeah.
And I loved, and that poster I can never forget.
Yeah.
That interaction between Sanju sir and Mr. Bachchan, and Anna Sunil Shetty sitting on the right side, I can never forget.
Yeah.
And the way Mr. Bachchan spoke, and the way Sanju sir's character as A. Khan replied, those dynamics were brilliant.
Yeah.
Appu is that, and I feel that we need to, like, maybe I don't know when. Uh, it's like it's all about now the writing. How if we can open up avenues as to more crime dramas will be made. See, crime dramas will be made, but can a gangster and or a cop drama be made like this again? Well, that depends on the writing entirely.
Sure, fair enough. Bhaskar's character also has a very specific body language, obviously owing to the kind of work he does. He's an encounter specialist, but he's also, very he's very pally with the gangsters also. There's a certain physicality which is required for the role, and then of course there's also the language thing, which is you speak with a certain accent in the show.
Correct.
So how easy or difficult was it to kind of pick up on that? Because I mean, it's very far away from anything you've done in the past. It's also very far away from where you belong to originally. So yeah, how did you pick up on that Mangalorean accent through
So,
the?
this first question I asked Akshay was like, he was really adamant that I want this accent and I
Yeah.
want you to be looking a certain way. I was very adamant I want the mustache. He said, let's
Mm.
go clean shaven. I said, no, if you want me to look a certain way, then let's have a clean shaven and a mustache look. And I'm
Mm.
glad we did that. It worked.
Yeah, it
So
does. Mm.
Akshay and I had a very good, interesting dynamic where we both were very honest with our opinions to each other, even during takes and scenes.
Yeah.
So I feel that that is very important for collaboration.
Mm.
Second was that I asked him, I come from North India. I have a very strong, image as far as a Punjabi is concerned.
Yeah.
So Akshay had a very interesting answer to that. He said exactly why you should be playing Bhaskar, because
Mm.
people will, when they see you like this, they will be like, wow, it's something totally different. Either they will hate you or they will love you for the role.
Right.
So I said, okay. He said that challenge as an actor you should take,
Mm.
and I'm glad I took it, because I said, yeah, but he said, who said he like I said, I have a certain complexion, I have a certain color, I have a certain bone structure, physicality. He said, who said that South Indians are not your bone structure? Who said that South Indians don't have your color, skin tone?
Right. Yeah.
People have it.
Yeah.
And he was right. When I Googled it, he was right. He said, so don't think about all these things.
Mm.
He said that if you can nail the accent and bring in vulnerability to this character and own this character,
Mm.
people will not question anything.
Yeah.
And the good part is that the belief he showed, and then I went with it. And then everything changed, because for me, I was like, अच्छा अभी accent पकड़नी है तो उसको over the top भी नहीं बोलना है. Over the top बोलोगे तो पकड़े जाओगे,
Mm.
because then you become like we have. If you see the performance of this character is also very held back.
Yeah.
He's not trying to be the hero.
Mm.
He's not trying to overpower scenes. Like
Mm.
I have not let that character go that way at all.
Mm.
It's not about overpowering the scene or becoming the hero in every scene. No, it's about collaboration. It is about being in front of Anna. Bhaskar is like, looks up to him like a father figure. So when you're looking up to a father figure, you will not be disrespectful.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
for that matter, for his senior is Karekar. In front of Karekar, he'll always be earnest.
Hmm.
Even if he is getting corrupt, he'll still be earnest. It's like the question you had that, you show dynamics between a cop and a gangster. My point is, it is true. The thing is that agar aap in a social gathering, there are many people from different walks of life, that you meet and you talk to. Not necessarily professionally, you'll get along with that person.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So I think we've kept it in that real zone.
Was it easy shooting once the lockdown restrictions were lifted? You were shooting for the show after that. Uh, of course, I've been asking this to a lot of actors and filmmakers that it must be really strange to be on a set when you're just constantly you have to get yourself tested before you enter, then you have to maintain a social distancing because and then of course you actors are the only people who are not wearing the masks because they have to be in the scene, and then everybody else is in a mask. um, Filmmaking or making a TV show, it's such a collaborative effort, and in so many people work on it at the same time. And now you are in a situation where there are limited number of people. So was that an easy thing, especially when you have a family to go back to and you're constantly scared that you're going out and then you're coming back and you might be exposing someone?
See, that is something which has always been in the back of my mind, and that chance I had to take because I wanted. So here it is, like when you go to work as an actor, 99% of the industry is behind the camera.
Yeah.
So there are lightmen, there are spot boys, there are there's a direction team, there is a DOP, there is a production team, there is your own personal staff. They are all on a per day salary.
Yeah.
So it's like when you go, you also run the houses, not you personally, but the producer when he or she books the whole set, and then people get employed, and there is a per day salary that everybody takes home. And then because of that salary, people can get food on the table and they look after their families. Now in 9 months, if that has not happened, like it was for me more than anything else. I come from a sporting background. My father's been a professional. He doesn't come from, like, we don't come from wealth. We don't come. So we I have that value of, I understand what it means to, as a team member, because I have sport in my background and in my blood, what it is to show up for the team, to take a bullet for the team, or to be a good team man. And I feel all these dynamics change you as an individual and a person, and you have to think for each other. And that responsibility I took upon myself, and I'm very happy that people like Sikandar also felt the same, Sandeepa, all the actors, Vishwas and Madhurima and Sameer sir and Ekta. We all wanted, it's a tough show to do. It's a show shot at a very large scale, and 12 episodes to shoot in almost 50 days is no joke. And
You ended up traveling abroad for it as well. A part of the show has been shot in Dubai. That's part of the story. That's a very integral.
Yeah. So all that we had to do, and we managed to pull it all together, and we put our best efforts possible. We stuck with each other, and even during this pandemic, we said we'll fight it out, and I think. I'm very happy that people are liking the show. It's a team effort. It's a collaboration. And now during pandemic, if a show has released, एक काम है show को खड़ा करना, दूसरा उसको release पर लाना, तीसरा लोगों को उसका प्यार, लोग उसकी तरफ जुड़े और वो प्यार दें. And I feel that it's like you get the good wishes of the people. And they were, the production people, also very happy because I wanted to show up not just for myself or for my family. I wanted to show up for their family also.
Yeah.
And then they realized that, like even my own staff, we were shooting 18 hours, sometimes 20 hours. They didn't complain for a single bit. They were there standing by me and said, sir, if you are standing in the cold and if you are doing an action sequence all night, then why should we complain? And I like that attitude, So it's just worked out all well for all of us, I think.
Great. Inside Edge was such a massive show for Amazon, for Excel, for the entire ensemble cast, including yourself. And then now you're doing Mumbai for ALT Balaji and Z5. In the middle, you also did Nanavati. Although that was a comparatively smaller role. So you were saying in the beginning that how you're using kind of Inside Edge in Mumbai are the kind of projects that you're using to kind of leverage yourself in terms of becoming of working with the right kind of people in the future. So is that the space that you see happening for, has doing these big shows for OTT helped you get better projects in film, or is that something that you're not really looking at all?
No, all my work has been, I've done, like, every year I have 2 film releases and 1 digital project. And I feel that that's the way my career shaped up. And it's like when I did Pink, I got Tigers in the Hair through Pink. And when I did Tigers in the Hair, I got Inside Edge. It's like, and then when I did Inside Edge, Shad Ali saw Inside Edge and I got Surma, which was a 2-hero film with Diljit Dosanjh. And when I did Surma, I got Gunjan Saxena, the Kargil girl.
Yeah.
Karan Johar came and saw it, and he really thought I was apt for the part for Gunjan, and he spoke to Sharan Sharma, the director, about me. So I like every project has got me something, and it's now today it's a very thin line between the feature film and OTT,
Yeah.
because big actors are coming on the OTT and performing,
Yeah.
doing shows. So I feel that we are all one in this now, whether it is OTT or whether it's a film or a show. Eventually people have to see it. Digital and feature film will coexist. There are digital films being made. There are OTT shows being made.
Yeah.
Right. The way looking at it is, OTT shows are doing better than even films that are releasing on digital. So I feel that there are certain like it's not everybody's just working everywhere. So it's a great time and very interesting time for actors, technicians, filmmakers, everyone.
As you very rightfully mentioned, your career is kind of like a domino effect. One thing happens, then the next thing happens, and then the next thing happens. And then, of course, you also mentioned so many roles that you've done in the past few years. The the trajectory doesn't seem to be very thought out, in the sense where you do supporting roles also, you do two hero films also, you do ensemble films also, you do characters who are not necessarily the most positive characters. They have an ambiguous moral compass, let's just put it like that. Some of them are outright negative. It You don't really seem to have a problem in doing so many different types of roles. So what is the plan going forward? I know it's a very vague question, because actors very rarely have plans.
I
But
know. I wanted to be an actor.
yeah,
When you have to realize that what you came to Mumbai for. If you want to be an actor, or you like the perks that come along with it. Like, do you
yeah,
like the stardom, or do you like the endorsements, or do you like the fanfare? What do you like about this profession? So I earnestly sat myself down and answered this question: is that I want to be an actor. I want to be here for longevity. Now, through that longevity, if I get stardom, so be it. No problems whatsoever, because that's the perks of being part of the profession, of any celebrated profession. And I feel that, but you got to prove yourself, right? It's like, if being diversified gets you more in the eyes of various producers and filmmakers, then why not? Eventually, it's not about a full feature film where you're in every scene. I think, I was the main catalyst,
yeah,
pitted against Mr. Bachchan and
yeah,
Taapsee
yeah,
character as Rajveer Singh. A lot of people said no to that part, but it changed my life because it fell in my lap. And those courtroom scenes with Mr. Bachchan just, worked in
amazing.
my favor. So I feel that I thought about it. Either I've been, it's not about risk taking. It's about just being out there. It's like, look at Pankaj Tripathi. Worked with him in Gunjan Saxena. He's played my father and Janvi's father.
Yeah,
Look at his trajectory.
hmm,
Or look at Nawazuddin's. They are actors,
yeah,
and now they are stars. You know, so I feel that you rather be a working actor and be, doing what you love, or you can have a plan and a strategy, which like a lot of people have. It's like, people who are tarot card readers also have a plan. People who read palms also have a plan. But then how come, if they had a plan, how could they not plan what's going to happen in the pandemic?
yeah,
How come nobody saw the pandemic coming? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I feel that you can have a plan. There's nothing wrong in having a plan. But my point is that you got to love what you do. You got to be passionate about your work. And, for me, I like to collaborate with good people. Now, whether Diljit Dosanjh is frontlining a project and I'm going to be playing his brother who's like the second lead of the film, I'm okay doing it, because the thing is that eventually when people will come and watch that film, they'll watch my work also.
right,
Now, if in Surma, if Diljit's character, which is Sandeep Singh, got the glory, but it was the brother Bikramjit's sacrifice that got the glory for Sandeep.
yeah,
So I like stories of sacrifice. Everything that not necessarily for me should be glorified. Sometimes behind glory, there's a lot of sacrifice, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of discomfort. And I think that brings in a beautiful emotion. So that needs to be tapped into also. And I believe that as an actor, your job is to, be honest to your craft, be honest to the role you're projecting, and be honest to your audience. And you got to build on it. Like, I'm okay taking one step at a time. I don't want to, be on a expressway going from 0 to 200 and then having a flat tire. I'd rather go, 10, 20, 30, 40 and still reach my destination. I'd rather be the tortoise than be the rabbit.
That's a great analogy to end on. Just to wrap up, you mentioned that you're in Delhi for Diwali, and it must be a nice. And actors are very busy people, in spite of the pandemic, and a lot of shooting stalled in the middle. But you had to shoot. You had a show coming out. Are you enjoying this time at home? Are you relaxed?
Yeah, I am. In fact, you enjoy it even more when your professional life does well, and because of Mumbai, I'm really happy that people have taken to it,
Hmm.
and people took to Gunjan Saxena, people took to Inside Edge or to
Yeah.
like I'm proud of the work that I'm trying to put out there, and
Sure.
people connecting. But then all this is only possible because I feel at some level my atmosphere in the house is very peaceful and positive, and I feel it rubs off on in your professional life.
Hmm.
And if you have a happy home, and if you have a trust, if you're honest in your home, then you'll be honest in your work. So I feel a good, happy home makes a happy professional life also. So I'm a very staunch believer in that. Like, I'm a
Yeah.
staunch believer in marriage. I believe in having a family life. I believe that it stabilizes a man, and
That's
these are
great.
the things which are very, very important.
Yeah.
you know so
Hmm.
I think since my marriage, things have worked out very well. Whether it's my wife's blessings, my parents, my daughters. I think it's all collaborated and come together, and I'm very grateful.
We don't know about Mumbai season 2 just yet. We don't know about Inside Edge season 3 just yet. Um,
I
um,
am well, I'll make an announcement here because I think this interview is going very well. To the disappointment of many people, I am not going to be part of Inside Edge 3.
oh,
Uh, they will not see Arvind Vashisht in Inside Edge 3.
oh, that's
But
very disappointing.
yeah, so they will see Arvind Vashisht, God willingly, in season 4.
Okay,
Because yeah, so
interesting.
yeah, because the story, the way it moved forward, I didn't see. Also, I was busy with Gunjan Saxena when they wanted to plan it,
Right.
so you can't be at two places at the same time. Second
Yeah.
was that the way the writers took the arc of the third season, it means I didn't have much to do in the third season. So
Okay,
hopefully,
interesting.
I'll come back.
Yeah.
Arvind will come back in the fourth season.
Yeah, because Arvind had, I mean, of course, Arvind had a great part even in season 1, but in season 2, when he becomes like the main rival for his older team, and then his that entire dynamic between Arvind and Vayu, it's such an interesting, because they were colleagues at first, and then they became rivals next, and then it was that season was done so beautifully. So I mean, I think. Not that it's in my place to say that, but I think it was a great call, because if you feel that the character can't be built upon just yet, and it's not really serving a purpose in the season, then maybe
Yeah, no point.
come back.
No
Yeah.
point wasting, because I feel Inside has just so much of potential in going into many seasons, because cricket is religion, and so
Yeah.
people connect with it. And PPL, which is the league that we play Inside, is here to
Yeah.
stay. And I think that
Yeah.
there's so many other dynamics that can be exploited
Yeah.
and used in the future of the show. So I feel that there'll be many more seasons. Arvind will come back with a
Yeah.
vengeance,
Yeah.
and
Sports is
whenever
always
there is a,
interesting. Yeah.
I feel Arvind has that energy. Whenever there is, there's always a calm before the storm, as
Hmm.
they say. The sea is
Yeah.
always calm,
Yeah.
and I think the storm will come in season 4 for sure.
That's lovely, because Inside Edge is it's so smart in the way it utilizes this real event, and it's first of its kind for this country because of the sheer genre that it's based on. We've never had a sports drama, which is a TV show or a web show, so that's great, and it's got loads of drama. It's got such a great star
Yeah,
cast,
yeah,
um, such zany writing, if I can use that word. It's got such zany writing.
yeah.
Uh,
I feel that's what we give our writers a lot of. We don't give our writers as much as credit as they deserve, and I
yeah,
feel that they are the reasons why we actors are liked so much through our characters. And I feel that you know um, nobody gets bigger than. It's like people sometimes feel ki agar, for example, people can say, like, a lot of people will feel disappointed and say Arvind Vashish is not there. But
hmm,
the thing is that nobody gets bigger than the profession or the
hmm,
show,
yeah,
film. The
yeah,
film is the biggest thing.
yeah.
So the film will run, the
Hmm.
show will run, despite Arvind Vashish being there, not being there. I feel that he'll come back. He'll still be beautiful to have him back,
Yeah,
and I would love to collaborate again. But I feel at some level they need to write him, because he has such a
fair enough.
strong standing in the show
Fair
that
enough.
they needs to be written with a lot of purpose, and they
Hmm.
need to think for that.
Hmm.
And hopefully they'll do that in season 4.
Great. On that note, I'd like to wrap up. Guys, go and watch Inside Edge. It is the season 1 and season 2 is on Amazon Prime. That's great writing right there. And of course, please go and watch Mumbai because it released on November 12th on Z5 and ALT Balaji. It's got great writing as well. In my personal opinion, it's a real throwback to the 90s. It's a real throwback to that genre of cinema, of TV that we've kind of forgotten, like a really good crime cop drama with like really punchy dialogues and great action scenes. And I guess that's just the kind of entertainment you want when you're sitting at home getting bored during the lockdown. So yeah, this is me, Ria, signing off. Please go and watch these two shows. Thank you so much, Angad. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It was fun.
Thank you, thank you. It was super fun,
Take
and thank you for all your time from literally from dawn to dusk, if I can say so.
Yeah. It's been good.
And yeah, and please like, share, and subscribe to the content of Let's OTT. We are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, and we are on Instagram. Bye, guys. Thank you.